Welcome to another edition of Motoring 88.
Real fun is on the road.
This is Jim Kenzie for Motoring 90.
I'm Bill Gardner, Motoring 88.
This is the 2-Minute Test Drive.
The city of Seattle has lots to offer visitors, but for Motoring TV, we're here for one specific reason, for the launch of a brand new vehicle. Infiniti is calling it the QX30, its first ever compact luxury crossover. But wait, while new, would you agree that the QX30 has just a little resemblance to this vehicle, the GLA? I think so, but the plot thickens. While they call the QX30 a crossover, I think it looks more like a 5-door hatchback. But I also think I know why they call it a CUV. Intrigued? Me too. So let's check out the 2017 Infiniti QX30.
The market for the entry-level SUV are really booming, and we're entering the QX30 to get it out there and take advantage of that segment, which we've never competed in before.
It's not the psychology of the designer, it's the psychology of the customer. What the customer needs is a station wagon. But you can't shove station wagons off buildings onto American customers because they're too intelligent. The car, not the customer. So they have to call it an SUV or a crossover because that makes a station wagon somehow more socially acceptable. The customer's always right even when he's wrong. That's been the hardest thing for me to learn in all my years in this business. And if that's what they want, that's what you got to give them.
Since 2011, we've partnered with Daimler. We're actually launching the QX30, which is the first vehicle of that partnership. The platform is shared with Daimler. Same thing with powertrain and transmission, but everything has been tuned specifically for Infiniti.
Designing any new car from scratch is somewhere between a $2 and $3 billion operation. And with all the market niches that every car company has to fit, there really is no other way to do it other than to combine resources to a certain degree.
We were looking for a platform that we could really have a competitive premium vehicle in the C segment SUV.
How do you keep the Infiniti DNA?
Well, it really is a different vehicle inside and out. So it shares some of the components that basically the customer can't see. And we tuned those performances. So chassis, suspension, steering tuning is different. So all of these are changed, specifically developed for Infiniti to give that Infiniti driving performance.
QX30 will have one powertrain, so it's a 2-liter turbo engine that develops 208 horsepower. It is combined with a 7-speed automatic dual clutch transmission.
The interior is also very much Infiniti, so we have the Infiniti InTouch navigation system, and all of the interior touch parts are basically completely engineered by Infiniti. So it truly is an Infiniti vehicle.
From the very get-go, Infiniti has had a challenge trying to establish what it is they stand for. Initially, Infiniti tried to be the Japanese luxury car, whereas Lexus decided to become the Japanese Mercedes-Benz. Guess what? That's what the American public wanted. So it's taken Infiniti a while to kind of find their niche. Their sales have been increasing over the last few years, so presumably they're getting that message out.
We're entering a product that in a segment we've never competed in, and we do want to attract a new buyer.
A 14-hour stretch in Toronto led to 14 pedestrian vehicle collisions. I wonder why. More later on Kenzies Corner.
One final question for both of you. What advice could you give the consumer when he or she goes out to purchase a car in 1991?
Make sure it suits your lifestyle and your needs before you buy.
Jim?
Make up a short list of 3 or 4 cars that interest you and concentrate on them. There's too many good cars to study them all.
And remember, keep on watching Motoring 91.
Motoring TV is brought to you in part by Stark Auto Sales, a better way to buy a car.
The flexibility a hatchback adds to any car is undeniable. On this edition of Test Drive, the Chevrolet Cruze. While the Cruze hatchback shares the sedan's 2700mm wheelbase, the rear-end treatment brings a ride with a lot more presence and utility. The wraparound taillights and integrated rear spoiler emphasize the added flexibility. The wish is the RS package be standard equipment. The body kit, rear spoiler and fog lights give it much more visual authority. Teen Driver is a really neat piece of technology. When the right key is used, it mutes the audio until the seatbelts are plugged in. It gives visual and audible warnings when preset speed limits are exceeded, and it prevents all of the key safety features from being turned off. And that includes traction control, so no more smoky burnouts. And finally, when little Johnny gets home, dear old Dad gets a full report card of what went on. Probably just as well my dad never did find out. The hatch arrives with a single engine, a 1.4-litre turbocharged 4-cylinder. It puts out plenty of power. The 153 horsepower is good for the segment, but it's the 177 pound-feet of torque at 2,000 RPM that makes the bigger difference. While there is a very minor bout of turbo lag off the line, once moving the power builds strongly and brings a rewarding turn of speed. In the end, the Cruze hatch canters to 100k in 7.8 seconds, which is more than up to class standards. Now this Cruze comes with 5 seat belts, but it only gets 4 headrests. As a result, it's a 4-seater because as an adult, I'm not sitting in the middle without a headrest. Now that's the bad news. The good news is 700 litres of cargo space with the seats upright and 1,336 when they're folded down. Now that for a compact ride is very good. The power reaches the front wheels through either a 6-speed manual or a 6-speed automatic transmission. The temptation is to look at the manual, but in the end, it's the automatic that's the better buy. It slips through its gears smoothly, and it's willing to drop a cog when a burst of speed is called upon. The hitch is the need to put the shifter in low to take advantage of the manual shift switch that sits atop the shifter. Given the sportier thrust of the hatch, this is an oversight. The cabin of this Cruze is quite nicely conceived. I'm not a fan of the fabric inserts, but the rest of it comes together very nicely. The seats are superb, you've got excellent instrumentation, and of course you've got Chevy MyLink. Now this thing gives you fast and easy access to all of the infotainment functions. It also supports both Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, and of course you get OnStar and Wi-Fi. The Cruze hatchback is light and lithe on its 205/55 R16 tyres. While the suspension's design is fairly basic, it gets the job done nicely. Through the pylons, the amount of body roll was controlled, and the response to steering was both quick and predictable. On the flip side, it proved to be a comfortable highway cruiser, soaking up rougher tarmac in stride. The tuning serves to deliver the manners required of something sportier without giving up the comfort demanded of a family ride. This Cruze hatchback is a very good addition to Chevrolet's lineup. It's got lots of flexibility, it's a lot of fun to drive, great handling, decent power, and it's got the flexibility. The other thing, it can get very expensive if you go to the top end. However, pick the mid-range model and it's right priced, and definitely worth a look if you're shopping for a flexible ride.
Well, right now we're at the Barrie campus at the Automotive Business School of Canada. We're at our annual auto show, which is an outdoor automobile show run by our students. It's what we call a learning lab, where all of our students, about 150 of them, get together once a year, and we put on an auto show for the community, and we're supported by all the major manufacturers, send our students brand new cars, and we set up tents in the yard and invite everyone to come and take a look at them.
On the inside here you have a 6-speed automatic.
Like, there's not probably anyone in Ontario, anyone in the automotive industry that doesn't know, if you said Georgian College Automotive Business School of Canada, there's not one person who won't know what that means. Like, it looks great on your resume.
Is your car?
Yeah.
I wish. The neat thing about this experience is that people can come and look at brand new cars in what we call a sales-free environment. Our students they attend product training by the manufacturers where they learn about the cars that they're going to be representing. They're placed on teams and they're assigned a vehicle.
Do you have to be an expert, or you just have to know how to sell?
Whether you know how to sell or whether you know the vehicle from top to bottom, it's all about the personality. You got to make sure that you have that, and you got to make sure you're engaging your audience. It's important that you work one-on-one with them, and it's important that you're very informative as well, especially being a new vehicle, and there's a lot of new features to it that a lot of the other vehicles don't have.
Each student is assigned to a manufacturer, whether it be Nissan or Mitsubishi. They do a training day at head office where they're told all about the vehicles that will be coming to the show. And then my job is to ensure that they know what they are talking about to our attendees that come.
I'm here to talk a little bit about some of the automotive technology.
This school is where the management of the Canadian retail industry comes from. I'm meeting people now who are at senior levels in some of the Canadian car companies, and they graduated from this place 10 to 15 years ago. So that's why the car companies are supporting this thing, because this is their breeding ground.
I just want to tell people how great this program really is. The support from the industry is absolutely amazing. Like, everyone supports it. We have connections through all of Canada. Like, it's a well-known program. I love it.
I'm here to obviously gain the best knowledge of the industry that I can, and I came here for the hands-on learning experience, and all the connections that I've made have really opened my eyes to what the program can offer, and I'm excited where it can take me. 10 years from now, corporate head office somewhere in the world.
10 years from now, I'd like to be an executive somewhere. I'd like to be working up in the higher ups. I want to keep going, climb the chain. You don't want to just stay at the bottom. You want to keep improving and work for a better company.
You don't want to work in television?
Television? Hey, why not? TV personality, anything I got. As long as it pays, that's good.
Motoring TV is brought to you in part by Dry Shine. It cleans, it shines, it seals and protects. Available at Canadian Tire and Part Source.
In the past couple of years, we have seen a resurgence of the demand for hatchback, and we feel that this is the right time to bring it back and expand, our reach to the number of customers that might be interested in this segment.
Our motoring tip of the week concerns some of the things that have changed radically about the way you winterized your vehicle. Now, since the mid-70s, the advent of electronic ignition greatly reduced our maintenance intervals. The mid-80s, electronic engine controls, once again, greatly reduced our tune-up and maintenance intervals, to the point now where we've got typically 160,000 kilometer tune-up intervals. Most drivers not even reaching that level till 4, 5, or 6 years into their ownership of the vehicle. So what things do you really need to key on to winterize your vehicle? Well, it's very important on today's vehicles that you have really good rubber underneath your vehicle, because you think about all the links in your powertrain chain. You've got incredible engine performance today. Lots of pickup trucks that have 400 horsepower and can tow loads, incredibly capable vehicles. Great traction control systems, ABS braking systems. The performance of these vehicles is amazing. The weak link in the whole chain, though, is where the rubber meets the road. These vehicles come with high quality tires, but they're not really well suited typically to a Canadian winter. So it's ever so important to have a really good set of winter tires under your vehicle, or if you don't want to go with a full set of winter tires, a full set of all-weather tires, which is a whole new category over the last 10 or 12 years. It's been improving every year, and it's very different than all-season tires. The all-weather tires will give you that performance, but in any case, make sure you look at tires as one of your primary things when you're winterizing your vehicle. The second thing you really want to look at is preventing body corrosion and rust. Now with jurisdictions using brine de-icing solutions, that's a liquid de-icer that they sprinkle on the roads prior to a storm. Because it's in a liquid state, it sprays up on your car right away, and it seeks out every little crevice in your vehicle, penetrates it, and it's very corrosive. Makes the roads much safer and easier to drive, so there's benefits in that respect, but it's murder on your vehicle. So applying processes like Crown, Protect Oil, Rust Check, etc. is money really well spent on your winterizing process, because the powertrain on today's vehicles can last, you know, hundreds of thousands of K, but the body will fall apart way before that, and that's what you don't want to happen. That's your motoring tip of the week.
I'm Yuri.
I'm Jakub.
And we're going for a drive.
Oh, there's 2 sunroofs. I like it.
So this is a 2007 Toyota Matrix.
Toyota Matrix XR. Anyone that buys this car buys it for storage.
Storage.
This is a utility purposed vehicle that looks cool.
Looks cool?
Definitely looks cool.
Okay. The interior is pretty basic, but in a good way, like simple.
Everything is exactly where you want it. I don't even have to lift my hands off the steering wheel, because I could just press the AC right here. I can press
and
this.
that damn hand came off.
Oh, damn it.
So this is a just drive car.
This is A to B, that looks pretty cool, and it can haul a lot of stuff.
Matrix is an interesting name. Somebody probably bought this car because they liked the movie The Matrix so much. I bet you there's a movie The Matrix themed Matrix.
Probably somewhere.
I like your climate control.
Yeah, climate control is nice and basic. There's red and there's blue.
Nothing in this car looks cheesy. Everything's
functional.
Totally normal. I'm interested to see how much stuff we can put in the back, because I remember this car had a lot of room and I'd like to test it out.
Yeah, we definitely have to test it out. I think you need some boxes or something.
Let's go get some boxes and see how many we can put in here.
The seats all fold flat, like completely flat. And it's all plastic, so it's nice. You can just slide all the boxes in and then just slide them right back out. There's lots of room up front, so you want to test out the back?
I'm gonna test out the back, see how it is behind a 6-foot-something driver.
All right, let's check this out.
No issues here. Let's see, how do these seats go down? Oh, nice.
Totally flat. So you know the best feature of this car?
What's that?
These. So you know when the sun's in that annoying spot out of the corner of your eye, but the sun visor doesn't actually cover it?
Yeah.
No! Now it does!
Give me some.
Yeah. It's the best thing ever.
We're gonna fit so much stuff in here.
There's gonna be a lot. Let's buy stuff. Okay, let's see how many boxes we can fit. This is gonna be amazing.
Well, right away, the visibility out of my mirror is awful.
Yeah, but how many boxes did you fit in here?
10. 630 liters of boxes.
Okay, so one downside of the plastic is that everything slides on it.
Yeah. What was that? Yeah, it's not that fast.
There's not much power.
Is passing on the highway easy?
Passing is very difficult on the highway.
Highly not recommended. Is this thing good on gas?
Very good on gas.
That's nice.
Very reliable too.
This car looks as sporty as it can be without being cheesy.
Yeah, for what it is, it looks pretty sporty.
If it got any more aggressive, it would be lying to itself.
This is like the last car you get before you step up to an SUV.
And the Matrix is done now, and what has replaced it?
Nothing. There's a Corolla IM.
What's that?
It's the new version of this car, but it's smaller.
Corolla, it's Matrix.
Yeah. So what's the best part of the plastic floors?
Quick unloading.
Motoring TV closed captioning is brought to you by Chevrolet. Find new roads.
The safety conversation is increasingly being directed towards pedestrian safety. The City of Toronto has declared by the middle of next decade, they want to be 100% pedestrian fatality free. That's a snappy little slogan, isn't it? The problem is, as usual, they're putting the emphasis in the wrong place. They're putting the onus on the driver of the car. Sure, it's the car that causes the problem by hitting the pedestrian. But aren't we putting that responsibility on the wrong party? It's the pedestrians who are going to suffer. Shouldn't they be paying more attention? Statistics show that the percentage of pedestrian fatalities who are drunk is about the same as the percentage of drivers who are drunk in fatal crashes. So the pedestrians are drunk too. Or they're walking along, texting on their phones, walking their dog, crossing the street, paying no attention to whatever's going on. Now, car makers are doing what they can by introducing pedestrian detection systems, which can actually spot a two-legged thing walking along. Whether they can spot a person in a black jacket in the middle of the night, I'm not sure, and I sure don't want to be the test case for that. But the fact is, the pedestrians have to be paying more attention. I don't know how you grew up, but when I grew up, my mother was always telling me, look both ways before you cross the street. Walk direction facing traffic, not with traffic. Wear brightly colored clothes. It was good advice then. It's good advice now. I'm Jim Kenzie.
You know, Infiniti just came off its best year ever in Canada, selling about 9,300 vehicles. But it really wanted to get a piece of this red-hot, compact luxury CUV segment, and thus we have the QX30. The bottom line, I like the vehicle. However, it's got some really stiff competition. You've got the BMW X1, the Audi Q3, and of course, the Mercedes GLA. And they have very loyal customers. I suggest you put the QX30 on your list. However, I really believe that Infiniti would be happy just to see some current Infiniti owners in the showroom who might bring along some owners of Nissan product. One, it's marked as a sale, but maybe more importantly, it'll get the word out that the QX30 is now in the game. Before we go, Motoring TV and the Car Guide have joined forces to bring you what we think is the best one-stop automotive site in Canada. Stories by leading Canadian writers, more videos, and 30 years of Motoring TV archives. Check out our TSN broadcast schedule and join us on Facebook and Twitter for the total Motoring TV experience. That's it for now. We'll see you next time out as we continue to bring you more stories about cars and the people who drive them.
For 2017, our car of the year for our 30th season is